This is a Chieftain Bridge layer. Right, so we've come underneath the main arm of it to just get out of the rain because it is England. So we've been loaned this from the Tank Museum at Bombington, and we believe this is the only running Chieftain Bridge layer left in existence. And if anyone wants to prove us wrong, we'll be gladly proved wrong. So there were roughly 40 odd of these built in total, and now this is looking like the last one in existence. And what we plan to do this year, with aid from the Tank Museum, is put a bridge on it and take it to some of our local shows with the Chieftains that we've already got and display it doing what it was built for, which I think would be pretty interesting. But none of us have a clue how to work it. So you're going to work out how to work the Chieftain Bridge layer with us as we go. It's quite a big bit of kit. Look at the size of that ram, and it stretches all the way along there. Yeah, so it's quite a big thing, and we even were lucky enough to find some real footage of this actual one laying a bridge, which we shall show you now. This footage was taken 17 years ago when it was still in service, so it has been taken on a potato, and it was slower than wind erosion to lift the bridge up, so I've sped it up just so it's not quite as boring.
Why don't we Google it and find out?
No, we don't want to Google things. Right, so we are inside the Chieftain Bridge layer. I've never actually been inside one before, funnily enough because there aren't many. And it's actually pretty cool in there. A lot different, believe it or not, to a gun tank. I'm actually sat right now in the radio operator's seat. The radios would be there. I believe they would have been Klansmen. They have been stolen. Fortunately, we have loads of spares, so we might replace that just so it looks a little bit better. And we believe that this would be the commander himself's chair. And I think when the hatch is up, he'd also be sitting there. Now, there's lots of buttons and doohickeys, and we will pan around and show you mostly of what we can. Behind me here is the spool valve that operates the huge rams equipment on the front that actually picks the bridge up. It just makes you think, imagine if you're sat here and one of those pipes explodes. I know with tractors, you can't be in a cab with a spool valve because it's incredibly dangerous. So I'm not into that particularly. Behind me down here is the main oil pump that's driven directly off the L60 engine. There's a shaft that connects to the lower crank that runs through the firewall and then drives this ginormous... I'll get a bit of a shot for you, seeing as my cameraman doesn't have long enough arms. So the engine's got a drive shaft through the bulkhead to basically a clutch unit, then another PTO to the main pump itself. It all looks fairly massive. Then a gigantic hydraulic oil tank there, and some filters. Some pieces at the back are similar to the gun tank, so that box over there, that's what all the engine controls go through for the donkey engine and the main engine. This is the charge rectifiers for the main engine and the donkey engine. I have no idea yet what this box is. It does seem to have a 24 volt NATO outlet. This box here is the same on a gun tank. That's your main whole electronics box, and no idea what that is. That's bridge layer. All these periscopes, pretty cool. Now, like Jack said, you can't actually see a great deal out of them, but you're only laying a bridge, so what do you need to see? This is Seb.
Hello.
Seb is now actually in the driver's, draped over the driver's seat. Paint me like one of your French girls. That's probably just made everybody quite sick.
Yeah, don't be doing that.
Up front, there are a few differences. This is obviously your control box for the actual bridge control, I believe. And that would normally be where your donkey engine control panel would be. Over here you've got indicators like out of a 432. Chieftain tanks themselves don't have indicators, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then you've got your main engine start panel, your horn down there, headlights, that's all similar. Batteries down here to the left, but it also has another set of batteries that look quite flat down there. Can you just mind out the way, French girl? Get out, get out. People can't see. You've got your NBC nuclear chemical filtration system all there, I think. Someone will probably tell me I'm completely wrong with that. And if Seb can finally get out of the way, we shall come up front. Okay, so what we can work out car This lever here that Seb stood on, that actually is the engagement to set the drive from the main engine to the actual hydraulic oil pump itself to start it pumping. Your main isolator box is there.
And it moves.
Oh yeah, it swivels about, that's pretty cool. What else is different now? This is all a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. I'll be honest, the looks of some of that doesn't look the most genuine.
That's not out of a normal Chieftain.
No, that isn't. Yep, no idea what that is. Probably to do with the bridge controls.
You could show them the self-tightening tracks.
Oh yeah, well, we'll make a video about the self-tightening tracks. They do work, and we'll show that in a second.
Hello, we're now videoing, so I can't swear.
The motor
if you
controls
see in here, look, that's where Adam's hand is. Look at that. At least that didn't take us long to find.
Right, and then over here, so you fire that up on
Yeah.
the motor.
Oh, and you've got the two levers down here, look.
Levers
Hang
on
on.
the right-hand
Phone's
side.
just got a focus right there. There's going to have to be a fair bit of editing in this one.
Click that one to there.
Oh, yeah.
That's the pressure gauge.
Oh, pressure gauge there.
Right.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's going. Oh, there's a generator engine panel. I wonder where that was. That's behind your head. That's a convenient place for it. That's a brilliant
Bust your
place.
arm off to get at it.
But it is actually really tidy now. I know it's a little bit dirty, nothing we can't clean up. It is a little bit worse in the back here. I do think most of the time if you're in a bridge, you would probably be swimming in hydraulic oil by the looks of things. So we're going to have a little investigation to see if there is any bad leaks. But yeah, that is inside a Chieftain Bridge layout. Oh look, it's even still got the spent shell case in exit port. Probably for your poo bags or something. Yeah, look at that for an old electronic spool valve. Ted's come to have a little look at the Chieftain Bridge layer. He likes this, there's a lot of places to walk around. So we'll come to the back. Here you've got the MBC filter, the air filtration system, which would normally be fitted at the back of the gun tank. So instead they've just slapped it on the top of the T-piece. Back here are obviously your stay pads for the bridge sections. Jack's worked out the back, we'll show you in a minute, that there is like a pump that makes this frame lift up for different bridges, because there's how many different sizes? Is there 3 different variants? 4? Apparently there's 4 different variants of bridges. We'll try and find them and show them on the screen now. But just look forward how massive this thing is. It just looks like a hammerhead shark. Anyway, I think it's time we see if we can make it do bridge things.
Yeah, go on. Right. So we've worked something out. So when he pushes that thing in here, it's undoing these 2 pins here. So this side's undoing, and in a moment it'll undo that one there like that. Now, as we said earlier, we're not 100% certain what any of this does, but we're pretty certain that secures the actual bridge on to that part of it. So once you lay it down, you unclip them, and then the bridge releases basically.
Yeah, just go to the spool valve at the back.
Yeah.
I'm going to work these switches and just see if you can hear the spool valve clicking.
Yeah.
You ready?
Go on.
Right, so what we've managed to work out is it wasn't actually fully engaging. So there's a lever that you pull by the driver's seat, and that shoves the shaft into the crank pulley. And let's show you, because we have a spare L60 down here out of a bridge layer or an ARB. So what you have on the main engine, where we were trying to look, is this special drive unit. Most L60s will just look like this one up here, and they'll have that at the top and that at the bottom. But ones that are for bridge laying or the Avlb or whatever it's called need or the recovery, need the hydraulic pump outlet flange, which is this flange here. And when you're in the driver's seat, you pull a lever down which engages the PTO, which basically shoves the spline shaft out that meshes in there. And what we were finding was, although it was down on the lever, it wasn't actually meshed in, so the engine was turning and the pump wasn't. But now with three of us, I've been watching and I've seen it go in, Jack's turned it, Seb's pushed it in, and it's fully seated in there now. So the pump should be engaged and things should happen, fingers crossed.
And there's a normal L60.
Yeah. We've just got
Everything's ready to...
bits everywhere.
So we're waiting to try again because Hughes is always on the phone, so we thought we'll get out the training map that we had last, that they've obviously been using on air, and have a look, see what's on there. I have no idea where it is in the world. Knight, Bratton, Westbury,
Amesbury. Isn't that near Salisbury somewhere?
Well, it sounds like it's from that part of the world, doesn't it? God, it's a long old map, isn't it?
Fit the bridge in.
Yep. Yeah, right, we're going to go down to
Tidworth.
That'll be where that is.
Where it is then? Luggeshall.
Neanderthal airfield. Oh no, hang on. Neanderthal. Sorry.
Hello.
2 tracked vehicles.
Hello, Tom. Gary Tom.
Gary Tom.
Seen that prop shelf there? Go on.
Tell me immediately if the prop don't spin.
Yeah, prop spinning, we're all good. Give it yell.
Right, so we've worked out the hydraulics and the electrics now. So when I press this to retract, these rams here suck the lattice frame back, and when I press to extend, it then pushes them frames back, which will put the hammerhead on the floor. And then I think stage 2, I haven't tried it yet, is the super ram. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to drop the hammerhead and then go for the extender. Let's see what happens. Jack's just disconnecting the transport chains, making sure there's nothing that's going to land on my head because it's going to hurt. Right, here you go, Seb. Ready? Right. Again, I've sped this bit of video up because it just takes such a long time. There's such a lot of oil to move and the rams are massive. And rather than bore everyone to death with it moving at 2 miles an hour, I'll just show you it all working in hyper speed.
Size of that ram. Is that it?
It might not seem exciting, but we're quite excited. Look at the size of that ram. I don't think I've ever seen a ram that big in my life. So it just goes to show, with no instructions whatsoever, simple country folk can work a Chieftain Bridge layer. All we need now is a bridge, and they have got one. The museum have got one. We don't actually know which style it is, and we are also hoping to borrow the biggest bridge section off of a friend of mine. I'm still to confirm that, but can you imagine how ignorant this is going to be at shows with a massive bridge on? But we want to be able to safely display it at shows, because I think, you know, this is probably the only bridge layer, well, we think the only bridge layer Chieftain variant in the world that runs. So again, it'll be quite interesting. Not everyone's going to get the chance to see one of these working for real in this day and age. So we'll hope to have it at a show. We're going to pack it away now and probably put it inside. We'll probably do a video where we just check the engine oil, gearbox oils, fuel and that sort of thing. We're not going to need to do a whole lot to this vehicle to get it ready for show season, which is good because we've got lots of other projects that will need lots of work.
Yes.
So yeah, hope you've all enjoyed the video on the Chieftain Bridge layer. We're going to hopefully fold this away because this lorry that's going to try and get out in a minute won't be able to get by.
We're going to have to do that now because he's coming out. So.
Yeah. Well, let's see if he can get by because we're not going to be able to fold this away in time. Let's see how displeased he is with this.
No, don't film me while
That's all right.
because I'm going to struggle with the
Jack
whole
is going to
hold that now.
service the bridge layer while it's out because we can't imagine that it's been folded out in quite some time. Of course, it's the rule of the grease gun. Every time you use the grease gun, it's out of grease. Doesn't matter if you put it away full of grease.
You got your Leatherman on you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Just try and nip that out of there. I don't really want to get it all on your fingers. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right, come this way. So, not everyone's probably seen one of these down. I definitely haven't. You got to appreciate.
Who's used half a tub of grease?
Not me. You, when you're doing the landing, doing the wheel bearing that you failed to do properly.
It wouldn't
You
have failed
half-
if I'd have put that in it.
Moving on. That was a very expensive Jack mistake for me. So yeah, I've never seen one of these work. These must be all sensors that push on things to tell it when things are back. Sounds really professional, this, isn't it? How much do you think all of this bit here weighs before you've even got a bridge on? This looks all extremely heavy. Ted's well into this as well. What do you think, Pooh? You like the bridge layer? Yeah. The other thing I'm trying to work out is there's a cone at the front which guides you into the bridge all the way over here. You take that pin out, and that's what the driver up there that can't even see it, he's got to try and guide that into the bridge, which is getting on for 20 foot away from him. So that's going to be interesting. So if there is anyone that has actually served on Chieftain Bridge layers, or even, we think Chally bridge layers use the same bridges, which is why they didn't sell many of the bridges, because they still use them, I think. So if anyone knows actually how to work the bridge, or if there's anything we're doing wrong, which we no doubt will be, do let us know in the comments. Look at us doing a bit of servicing.
I don't really know how you use a grease gun, to be honest. Never had to before.
Well, he's just pumping salt water into that to make it wear out faster. I don't know about anyone else, but I love the front end. Looks very Challenger 1. If you get down here, it's all squared off. And of course, it should have a Pearson's mine plough on the front. It's Pearson's one, isn't it?
I don't know if it's Pearson, it's just a mine plough, isn't it?
Just a mine plough.
I think so.
I thought it was a Pearson's one.
Pearson's blade, isn't it? Closer.
So we've been through all the boxes. There's bits and pieces, general tat. Have we shown the back yet? So with the back, the spigot, the bulb's gone, so that's your first job, Seb, is to fix that. It spins, but nothing comes out. So this bit here is what the bridge sits back on, and you can obviously change it for different variations of bridges, change the pins and change it all around again. We don't know what we're talking about, we're just making it up as we go along. There's something to do with this pump, must lift it up. Oh, it still has the telephone at the back. You can talk to the driver. Now it seems to be a bit of wet. Now I don't think it's been used in a long time. It's a 2-stroke engine, so I'm not that surprised. It probably needs, quite frankly, a damn good thrashing, and that'll clear that. Probably is right up. That or the engine's knackered. I don't think it will be. What's it say on the back there? Vickers bridging.
It's number 32.
Out of 40 something. So it's, yeah, not very exciting. It's not number 1 basically.
No.
No. Despite it having number 1 in the registration. Here we are inside with the bridge laying controls. Now lifting the main arm up with the big ram. A lot of oil goes into this, so it's very slow. And once I've retracted that, we'll do the one in the middle and then the other one. Not that I'm scared, but I'm going to stay partially under the big hatch there in case something comes flying down on my head. It's all quite noisy in the back here. So we're now at stage 2. About to touch down on that bump stop. Getting there now. I don't like all this weight above my head. I don't think I'll ever want to use this with the hatch fully open, my head out. That looks like it's about... There we go. And now retract the last stage now. Now just retracting rather the last stage. This ram's nearly back on the full bump stop. And then we can connect the transport chains. There we go. She is back. Engine off, that's better. Rather noisy old thing. Is that fully back?
I think so, yeah.
Am I safe?
Yeah, you're safe.
I'm gonna put the... Yes. That was scary. We've got the old batteries out. This one's 04. This one's 06, so they're knackered. Put some nice new ones in. And hopefully she'll start straight up and run like a clock, won't she? Got something in my eye. That's something nice, isn't it? It's all charging. Again, thank you all for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the video about the bridge layer, and there will be more to follow up, hopefully when we get the bridge for it. And let us know in the comments what you think we should call it.